Hey everybody, so we are on episode 3 of Live, Love, Laugh, the podcast, and we're so excited. I am AJ Foodie, and this is
Sean Wins.
And we just want to thank everybody for subscribing to our podcast. We happy you guys decided to join us and, hang with us and, keep in the motion.
Before we kick off tonight's episode, I want y'all to do me a favor. It's very important that you click subscribe and the notification button to catch our newest and latest episodes. Very important. When they release, we want you to know.
Right. So we got a special episode for you guys tonight. We had a couple of hiccups and our guests couldn't make it, but they'll be back next week. But today we want to do something a little different and shake things up a little bit. So I hope you guys are, gonna be into it because we are ready to talk.
So we're gonna take y'all back to the village. Gonna get back on those topics because we've heard from some really good experts, and now we want to hear from the guardians and the kids that's in the village. We want to get their perspective, what they're thinking, and how they feeling about things. Right.
So let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. So first, because I've been watching these videos and I'm following social media, and it's some things that's really concerning me. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna show a clip and tell me what you guys think about this.
And then what did you do?
I dragged her by her hood back into the salon until I can get paid, or, until the police come, or until, she let me take out the service.
Charged with second-degree assault. I talked to her exclusively moments ago. She says that she did not know that her client was 15 years old. Meanwhile, I also spoke to the 15-year-old's mother, and she says that her daughter is traumatized over what happened. This video has been viewed millions of times, and she says that her daughter is viral and did not want to be. Let's explain what happened.
Okay, so I'm going to explain what happened. You guys, take a look at the video and just, tell us what y'all think about it. But, so anyway, a little 15-year-old girl, she went to the beauty salon. She got her hair done. Apparently the style was $150, okay? Anyway, she ends up not paying the hairdresser and walking out of the salon. She walked out. The hairdresser decided, you gonna give me my money. Grabbed the little 15-year-old girl by her hood and hair and drug her back into the hair salon.
That was smart.
That was
smart.
I was outdone. But let's take a minute to think about this. So the hairstylist is 18 years old. Said she had no idea that the little girl was 15 years old, but now what? What do you think should happen to this woman? She a grown woman. She 18. She's a grown woman. She's starting a business. Where is the maturity level?
So, let me say this first. Need a little more background on what happened, some more context. But just on the surface, the hairdresser being 18 years old, she said she didn't know that the girl was 15.
Right.
So let's just say the girl was 18, 19, 25.
Right.
It's not a good idea to run after somebody and drag them in. A grown adult not going to let you drag them anyway. So I don't even know why she brought that point up. That's really stupid. You shouldn't be dragging nobody by the hair over $150.
Yeah, and it was a little stupid because she 18, so she's still a kid herself. So she couldn't process how to handle things as an adult person, because at the end of the day, if the child is 15 years old, honey, you need to get back in here. You know what I mean? And let's call your mother, because what 15-year-old might be walking around with 150? It's up to the parent to pay that anyway.
Your cousins.
They always got to be my cousin.
Yeah, your cousins. A lot of them going into business for themselves, but they forgetting customer service.
Right. Just decency. Like, how are you fighting? You starting a business. How are you fighting? You don't think that it's gonna look bad?
Because that's all your cousins like to do is fight. They always offering to kick somebody's butt. That's all they do. Your cousins love to fight. They're violent, and every response, every conflict, they resolve it by fighting or threatening to fight.
Well, these days, people playing for keeps. You can't just walk up to somebody and drag them by their hair.
You can't.
You might end up unalived.
And if I was that girl's parents, it'd be some problems.
Well, she was saying how the little girl accidentally paid somebody else. You know what I mean? They said she sent the Cash App to the wrong person, and she meant to send it to the stylist. You know, who knows if that's true or not, because I don't know why you would run out the salon if you had paid the stylist already. I don't know why you would run away.
And that's why I started my statement by saying there's got to be more to the story. You know, did the girl, when she got done with her hair, did she just jump up out the chair and start running? You know, what
She must have.
what really
Must have
happened?
just jumped out the chair.
You know?
I mean, the stylist is saying she getting death threats and everything else.
Well, I mean, it's like that.
They like it's a baby.
Right?
It's a baby.
And who was recording, right? Why they didn't try to break it up?
Well, you know, according to the video, if you guys, you know, are looking at the video, it looks like there must be cameras inside of the shop. So you can see how the hairstylist, is dragging this little girl across the floor.
That's crazy work. And so now I'm hoping that the hairstylist is having moments of reflection. So
sure.
You just starting out in business. That's number one, right? And so you going to basically stop your business in its tracks over $150.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody likes to see a kid getting dragged. So that's why she's getting the death threat. So I'm wondering, in her moments of reflection, do she say to herself or ask herself the question, was it worth it?
Yeah.
Over $150, you done lost your business. Did I hear you say they relocated? Did she relocate?
So they relocated. She had to move the business somewhere else.
So she had to relocate, and you're getting death threats.
Yeah.
Over $150.
Right. And then the way that she talking, it sounds like she feel like, you know, it was warranted what she did. She said, you heard her. She said, had I not done that, if I didn't catch her, I still wouldn't have my money. I mean, at 18, $150 might be a lot.
Well, now you don't have. Did she get the $150?
I hope not.
So
you done drug my baby across the floor. I wish I would send you $150.
So she's saying it was worth it, but now you receiving death threats. You had to relocate your business. I'm sure that incurred some expenses. You know what I mean? And now your reputation, you took a little hit to your reputation. You the
big hit if she getting death threats and had to move her business.
Yeah, you the hairstylist that like to drag people who want to go see that or have them do their hair, you know?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Just, you know, crashing out.
Yeah, I would just say, you know, parents, because the girl's 18 years old, we really have to get it together and talk to our kids. You know, the 15-year-old, that happened to her, very unfortunate. I'm sure she was traumatized. That's what her mother said. Like, she very traumatized. I don't know what give her that energy to just run out on a hairstyle. That was kind of crazy too, because I mean, if my kid is 15 and she getting $150 hairdos, I'm going to assume I'm paying for that. So if she out on her own going to sit in somebody's chair, you know the hairstyle $150. I'm sure they told you how much it is already. So I mean, if she walked out on that on purpose, that's an issue, you know.
Did you see the girl's hair? What it looked like?
She ripped it out. She cut the style out her hair. She like, oh, you not gonna pay me? I'm gonna take my work out. You know what I mean? She dragged them tracks out. So that's why it's all over the place now.
That's crazy work.
Yeah.
All that for $150.
Yep. And talk to your kids that's going into business, because 18 is very young to start a business. So if you're a parent, your child is out on their own, starting a business, talk to them about etiquette. You know what I mean?
Etiquette.
How to be professional.
Be professional.
Right. How to have customer service.
Some good customer service.
Right. And if you are servicing children, talk to the parent.
That's good advice right there.
Yeah, because if your styles are, $150, you need to be talking to a parent, not dealing with a kid with no job.
So is the mama gonna sue now?
I'm sure she is, but I don't know how much she would get from an 18-year-old.
Yeah, not a lot.
Maybe a little recognition, but money, probably not. Because if she had to beat a little girl up for $150, I'm gonna assume she doesn't have grands, G's.
And I hope that she don't make that a practice, because you put your hands on the wrong child. Some parents out here that let you have it for messing with the kids, right?
Well, I'm sure she learned a lesson.
I hope so, because
I'm sure she learned a lesson. Now you getting death threats.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's scary for an 18-year-old.
that won't end well. You can't put your hands on people's kids.
No, you can't. Yep. So talk to your kids. That go back to the village. You letting them go out. They starting a new life, starting a business. Professionalism is important. Communication, proper communication is important. 18 years old, you got a hairdressing business. I know now they're doing deposits. Put a deposit down. If you a certain age, maybe you got to put half down. You know what I mean? Or something like that. I really don't know, but I think that those are some good places to start. You know what I mean?
Sure.
If you're going to pay for $150 hairdo, maybe your deposit should be $75. You pay half up front if you under a certain age, or if you're not a recurrent client. So if you my recurrent client, maybe that $25 deposit is enough. If you're a new client, underage, maybe you need to pay a little bit more. Or talk to a parent. Hey, if you're under 18, you need your parent to make this appointment for you.
Yeah,
I don't book with kids.
Because we don't want the babies getting drugged by their hair.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, very unprofessional. So, and now I have another one. So, now this one this next clip is going to really trip y'all out. I'm going to just play it. Hold on.
How does me having 7 kids have to do with anything? I didn't ask nobody to take care of my kids. I asked for y'all to, when y'all come in my DM, to be ready to provide a little something for me. All I said was I needed my nails done and I need a new oil change. Y'all can't do that. Men are supposed to be providers, right? And women are supposed to be the nurturers. Why y'all don't want to provide? My 7 kids are good, though. Let's go ahead and get that straight. My 7 kids are good. I get like $2,100 in food stamps, and my kids get Medicaid insurance. I'm not asking y'all to take care of my kids, and 4 of them have daddies. So let's not. I said me. That's it. That's all.
Oh my God.
Provide. No, lady. You don't get provision. No.
The audacity.
Man, provision is for wives and girlfriends to a lesser extent, not no date.
Well, she said if you in my DM, then I'm gonna need you to get my oil change and get my nails done.
I ain't getting your oil change. Go get your own oil change. You get $2,100 a month
in food stamps.
And what about them 4 baby daddies? What they doing?
Well, obviously not enough.
They the ones need to get the oil change. They reap the benefits.
Their kids is driving around in the car, but
so I got to get your. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. So let me get this straight. In order for me to take you out on a date, I need to get your oil change.
I want to know, how do you have 7 kids and you're out dating? The girl is 26 years old. It says 26 years old with 7 kids. So I want to know, at number 7, where is the time to date? Where do you have time to date? What the kids doing while you out on dates getting oil changes for, from this man, or, getting your nails done and you're getting food stamps and Medicaid? But how do you factor in all of these extra things that you need from men?
She ain't got no time to date. She need to be at home with the babies,
Sesame
doing
Street.
homework. You know what I mean? Making sure the baby's getting the baths, you know, keep them from fighting each other, because I know them 7 kids, they get on each other's nerves.
Right.
So you know they over there battling.
And
so,
you don't have a job if you getting $2,100
she
in
got a
food
job.
stamps. Where she work at?
she working on the street. She tricking.
I did not mean to laugh like that. That's crazy.
That's what it is.
I mean, it's obviously, you know, because she like, if you in my DM, you need to do something. I thought men were providers. So I want to know, like, is everyone that you laid up with to have these children? Because mind you, she said 4 of the kids have daddies. So that's 4 different daddies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be clear on that. If 4 of the kids have daddies, she didn't say 4 of the kids got the same father that's doing something. She said 4 of them have daddies. I had to put that on the end.
So 3 of the kids have a daddy, and 4 of the kids have daddies. Is that right? Did I hear that correct?
I just know 4 of them got daddies. She didn't mention the other kids. They might not have anybody around. She might not even know who their dad is. She only mentioned the 4 that had daddies.
Man, look.
Her kids are taken care of. That's what she said by the welfare.
Ladies,
So she don't need nothing for the kids.
Ladies, provision is for wives and girlfriends, not dates.
Right.
I'm not paying to get your oil changed. And what other crazy stuff she
want her
asking
nails
for?
done.
Not for a date. No.
I mean, maybe they're not paying for a date. They're paying to lay down with her. Because
Okay,
at
well,
the
then
end of
say
the
that.
day, if you got 7 kids, where is the time to court? Where is the relationship headed? It's 7 kids. She's saying, if you're in my DM, I need you to get my oil changed. I need you to get my nails done, because men are providers. She's not saying that this is a relationship. She like, if you're messaging me, I need you to pay. So what do men do? Men not just paying. You got to give them something.
Yeah, there's a return is due.
What
am I
say?
getting for my dollars?
Fair exchange ain't no robbery.
So what you doing, lady? What you giving in return?
She's about to have an 8th kid. That's what she doing.
I want to know, what is she giving in return?
You know what she giving in return. She 26.
She giving some nurture?
She.
Is that what she
That's
doing?
what she said. That's what she said.
She giving out some nurture.
She giving out nurturing.
Okay.
And she got 7 kids already. So
Giving some nurture
obviously the
already.
8th kid is, in progress.
She don't need no more
She
kids.
asking for money.
She
No
don't-
man about to give this young lady money just because he text messaging her back and forth. It's gonna be some type of exchange.
And she said it with her chest.
She did. Like, how dare you send me messages if you're not gonna pay me? That's prostitution.
Yeah, she tricking.
Yeah.
You know, it must be good too, cause she got what, 7 of them.
They got 4 daddies in the mix.
You know, no, especially at this age, I wouldn't date a woman with 7 kids. It ain't fair. It ain't fair to me, and it ain't fair to them kids.
It's not, because guess what? If it's seven kids, 4 daddies are in their lives around. 4 of them have daddies. That's what she said. Not it's 7 kids and it's 4 fathers. She said 4 of the kids have daddies. So that's 3 that's just hanging out there. That's what I took from it. I could be wrong. Let us know. Leave a comment, and tell us what you guys are getting from this. But it's the audacity for me that you think that, I don't know, is it because she a cute girl? I mean, her insides lack a little self-esteem, if you ask me. She just very, outwardly aggressive, but that doesn't mean your self-esteem is high. Because if you're on video saying things like, my kids are taken care of, I get food stamps and they on Medicaid, I'm thinking that's...
Well, she getting $2,000 a month, so they eating pretty good.
I'm saying, but is that a badge of honor?
To her it is.
To her it is.
And it's a lot of people out there that's like that.
So to me, that's lacking a little self-esteem.
Is
Like,
it?
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
her
you
sting-
wearing food stamps and Medicaid as a badge of honor, you can't have much pride.
It don't seem like she lacking any pride, any self-esteem. She's saying that with her chest is out there a mile.
Right.
I get $2,100. My
She
kids.
balling.
Yeah. So is she really lacking self-esteem?
Yeah.
She seemed real sure of herself.
Yeah,
in that clip.
because when you are proud of something that's not an accomplishment, you accomplished having 7 kids, and then you accomplished only 4 of them having fathers, and then you accomplished getting a couple of trinkets from men in your DM. You're proud of that? That lacks self-esteem. If that's what you're seeking an oil change out of a man. You're seeking getting your nails done from a man. That's lacking self-esteem. You're not asking for anything else. You're not asking for much. You're asking for trinkets or, a little provisions to lay down with somebody and have another baby. How is that high self-esteem?
Man, it's diabolical work there.
It really is. This I could talk about this all day, but we have another one, and this is what's really, this one set me off. Okay, this last one, I'm following, like I said, I'm following social media, and I really, some of these thought processes to me is mind-boggling. Okay, so I want to say these multi-millionaire athletes, they have to do better, right?
I agree with that. Yeah.
But a lot of them, they are athletes right out of college, fresh out of college,
Or high school.
or high school, and some of them don't even finish college. They head to the draft. So that being said, I want to take you guys to this last one. And I don't have a video per se, but I do have a couple clips that I want you guys to take a look at. And this one is about Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Okay, so Anthony Edwards, he's 23 years old now. He got drafted in 2020. Okay, first round. Let's be clear on this. 2020 first round draft pick. Okay, he got drafted. Young man, 23 years old, meets a woman.
He got drafted into the NBA.
He got drafted into the NBA. He meet this woman. She is 37 years old.
Cougar.
She a cougar. The boy, he's a boy. He a young boy. He's pretty much dating a mother figure. Okay.
At least an auntie.
At least a old auntie, because that's
old auntie.
she. If he's 20, maybe 22 at the time, 23 now, but she 37. That's a great gap.
Yeah, she's like a young auntie, but she's seasoned.
She's very seasoned. Okay, so now this boy is getting drugged, which, I mean, he did do something. He didn't use protection. You know what I mean? But he's getting drugged because he says to this woman who, let's be clear, she leaked some text messages that they had. She leaked some text messages that they had where he's saying he doesn't want to be a father with her. He don't want to have a baby with her. He not going to be in a baby life. He telling her she pregnant at this point. She just obviously letting him know that she's pregnant. He tells her, get the abortion. I don't want this baby, right? So she leaking all of these text messages. I want you guys to take a look at these text messages, okay? She leaks all these text messages where she is clearly looking like the mature adult in this situation. And that is what's bothersome to me, because he doesn't look very mature in these text messages. He's sending laughing emojis. He telling her he don't want to be a father. Okay, I don't want to have a baby with my mama. That's how I took it. But he laughing. It's like, 22 years old.
Yeah.
23 now. But he he is telling her, I don't want to have a child with you, right? He never told her that I'm not going to take care of this baby. All right. And before I proceed, what do you think about that part so far?
I got mixed feelings about, or mixed thoughts about that situation. Obviously, he's a grown man, you know,
Right.
So he's capable of making his own decision about who he lay down with and about protecting himself
Right.
when he lay down with somebody, right? So that's the responsible part about it. But I do know we live in a society where when it comes to children and childbirth, men don't have too many rights. Your rights begin and end when you lay down with that person. After that,
It's over.
It's over.
It's over for you.
Yeah, it's over.
But she still got options.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so, however, the part that I find crazy is that this is a 37. You said she's 37
She's
years
37.
old. So she's been around the block quite a few times. He couldn't resist
He
her.
couldn't.
She's a nice looking woman too.
She gorgeous.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. So she's seasoned. We know. I
Can
know.
you imagine this bedroom situation?
Yeah.
I mean, let me be clear. She's gorgeous, okay? She nice figure.
She got game.
Right.
She got all the game.
I can imagine this situation because hey, I'm not no spring chicken.
You ain't no
myself,
spring chicken?
Okay?
Okay.
I might have a little bit of game
Okay.
myself.
You think?
I think so.
I bet you do.
I can imagine this situation where you whispering in this young man's ear and you telling him what you gonna do to him, and I believe that this was siren activity. Y'all know about sirens. Y'all heard the little fairy tales, folk tales about the little mermaids doing a little mating call, getting the men to walk off the cliff, you know, with their siren abilities.
Those stories are metaphors for real things.
Right. He couldn't do nothing with this lady.
Yeah.
Okay? He couldn't do nothing with this lady. The part that really grinds my gears is the text messages that she leaked, okay, where she sounds so mature. Like she's such a mature woman, and you know, clearly it's looking like he's being childish. But where was the maturity from this woman, this good and grown woman, when she laid down with this young man without a conversation or protection about what their future would be?
Well, let me push on that a little bit. So, one could say that I'm sure they had plenty of conversations. She laid out. She put the game down.
They ain't had no
In the first
conversation
place.
about what we do if a baby comes.
Well, that she never wanted to have that conversation. In my opinion, that was never. She knew when she met the boy or the young man that there was no future for the two of them.
But she
right?
could have a baby.
But one could say she was being mature because she was playing the game.
She was trying to get the bag.
She was after the bag.
Right, and she have another baby by a rapper, a rapper Lil Baby.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much Lil Baby is worth, but obviously she wants well-to-do
She
men.
want high value men.
Yeah, she wants well-to-do men.
she know how to
She's gonna
get 'em.
have their baby, and she wants the money. So even in this, his lawyers are claiming that she moved to California. I'm not sure where she moved from. I believe it was Georgia because they did mention Georgia in this suit. Okay, so she moved from Georgia to California so that she could get more money and child support. But California said they don't have no jurisdiction over this child support claim, so it would have to be handled in Georgia.
Set her back.
Yeah, that set her back a little bit because I mean, I think she wanted the money.
She wanted that.
She
That's what it's all about. Ain't no
Right.
future between a 37-year-old woman and a 22, 23-year-old man.
And what 37-year-old woman doesn't know that? Okay, that's why there was no conversation about, hey, we having unprotected sex at Okay, let me go back. as a older woman, not gonna tell y'all my age, but as an older woman, if I'm out here sleeping with a man unprotected, you better believe that there's a conversation about our future, what we mean to each other, what are we doing here? Okay, because at a certain age, women don't date for fun. They date for a purpose. They date with a purpose. And some men do that as well. Yeah. At 22, 23 years old, there's no young boy talking about marriage is not many. Those are diamonds in the rough. It's kids that they get married. They was high school sweethearts. They come out of high school or college, they get married. That's an exception to but that's not the rule.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So here you got this 37-year-old woman who's already got a baby. She know what babies where they come from. She know, what that life looks like to be a mom. Yeah. You sleeping with this boy. He's laughing at you in these text messages. You cannot pay me to believe that they had a conversation about if anything happened or where their future was going. You can't pay me to believe that. But she proceeded into this sexual encounter with him, unprotected, and without that conversation.
She didn't even protect herself.
Right.
Right.
She didn't even protect herself. Right.
Because she knew what the end game was. And that is she wanted to secure a bag.
She wanted to secure that bag. So now you got these mothers. And it was one video. And I'm going to show y'all this video too. But it was one video where the mother is taking her son to buy gym shoes. Mm-hmm. And she like, well, you can't get them Anthony Edwards gym shoes. He don't take care of his kids. Get anybody else because they take care of their kids. I was so confused by that. This is a mother of a boy. Like you are, hopefully nobody do this to your son. Like hopefully nobody entraps your son because they do it all the time. Police have stings where you're not selling drugs, but not right now, but they're going to set you up. They're going to have somebody come buy something from you and then take you to jail because you did something. It's that happens in real life. That happens.
Everybody knows, or at least they should know, at 22 years old, I was 22, 23 before. The only thing on a young man's mind at 22 years old is who I'm sticking next.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And this pretty lady.
So she pretty lady. He got all this money. They all after him. You a target.
Right.
He's a target. Mm-hmm. I don't know where his village was. Or,
I don't.
Or maybe the village gave him the lessons, tried to talk to him. He ain't listening. He 22, 23, right. You hard-headed, right? But he's a target. Right. She know what it is. Mm-hmm. She know what it was. She knew I'm gonna get this back. Right.
So he got drafted in 2020. That was 5 years ago.
He got a lot of money.
He only 23 right now. I don't know where his village was either because, a father would say, hey, make sure you not sleeping with women unprotected.
Strap up.
Yeah, because it's people that want your money. I don't know where the uncles was. I don't know where the older cousins was. But, you get drafted first round. You're young, super young. You spending money. You living this life that you never lived before.
You living a life that 99% of us dream of.
Right. And a lot of times your brain is not working like somebody who had the struggle to make the money.
I can't imagine, going back to when I was 22 years old and I got millions of dollars. Ooh-wee.
Because some people get millions and they don't have a dollar.
It would be bad.
They don't have no money right now. So what was that mindset? Like what was his mindset? Okay, when she slept with him, what was his mindset?
His mindset was I'm about to get this thing. Mm-hmm. That's what he was thinking about. Wasn't thinking about having no baby, having no future with this woman. And he's got a girlfriend, don't he?
He have a girlfriend. So they just celebrated his girlfriend's 1 year old birthday.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, He's laughing at this woman in these text messages. He already got a woman, you know what I mean? The baby a year old today. He don't have no problems taking care of this other baby. Not sure if he have other babies or not. Not sure, but all I do know that people aren't paying attention to is that he didn't want to be with his mama.
He didn't want to be with that lady.
Right. I don't need a mother figure. This was something that happened. He's laughing at her.
Yeah, she was,
it's no type of love in these text
it was
messages.
recreational.
She asked him, "Do you hate me, Anthony?"
He don't even hate her. She just don't even matter.
Right.
That's all.
Right. And people is missing that.
Yeah, they missing it. So people get in their feelings about, people, they get in their emotions about topics like this. When you talk about babies and men and, that don't want to take care of their children, it's a thing in our community. So he's not exempt from it. It might even be worse for him because he got the means to, take care of this child.
Which it says that he is going to pay for the child, but he don't want to be in the child's life, which is sad for the baby. And at 37, as a woman, at 37, the consequences of children being brought into the world without a mother and a father.
Now, what I will say, the flip side to it is he's making a decision now at 22 years old or 23. He's making a lifelong decision that has many, many consequences,
It does,
right?
yes. It's
and,
sad.
And I guarantee you, in 20 years, he's going to regret the decision that he made at 22.
And he might not go through with it. He might change his mind. We don't know what tomorrow brings with this situation, but I just want, like this woman who told her son he can't have Anthony Edwards shoes. I just want women to think about this, okay? We touched on it a little bit already. But at the time of, we're laying down, we're about to have sex, the man, he no longer has options. But women, they have options. They get to decide, am I keeping the baby? Am I gonna have an abortion? Am I gonna give it up for adoption? They get to decide these things, right? Well, maybe adoption, you got to talk with the guy, the father have to sign his rights over. If he don't, well, obviously the baby would go with the father, right?
Right.
But when it comes to giving birth, all the coins is in the woman's purse. The man doesn't get to decide, right? What about the men that want to keep these babies that the women is out here getting rid of? What about those dads where now she getting an abortion and he doesn't get to protest it? He don't get to do nothing. It's literally up to the woman, right? All the coins is in her purse. And then when a man don't want a baby, the woman like, well, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. You're going to pay for it. Not only am I keeping it, but you're going to pay for it, right? But I just don't understand, like, how are these women so upset with this man when how many women that's on this timeline pissed off? How many of you have given up babies? Like, giving them up, decided, I don't want to be in that child's life. I'm not ready to be a mother. How many of them that's all on this boy's bandwagon, like that's just really against him? How many of them have decided in their life, I don't want to keep a baby. I don't want to be a mother, right? And now you can't even buy his gym shoes because he don't take care of his kids.
Well, it just points to, there are several narratives in our society. One of the things, people like being mad about something. People like jumping on the bandwagon to point fingers at other folks. So that's the first thing. So I'm not surprised. The second thing is that in this society, to a certain extent, women do hold the cards. So I want to say this to men, young and old. You need to be deliberate about who you land in the bed with, because there are consequences and repercussions when you lay with a woman. Sometimes the relationship if there is one, it goes south. But you make a baby with a woman, that's a lifelong decision, and the repercussions, it reverberates decades after you've had sex with this woman. So men, we need to make better choices.
We do. And Anthony Edwards should have made a better choice.
Anthony Edwards needed to make a better choice. He don't need to be out here willy-nillying with his Willie, right?
Listen, I know it's some women right here that's watching this podcast, and I know that y'all are super mad at me right now. I know that, right? But all I can say is, you know, some girls, young girls, because sex is a powerful thing. It's not, you know, I can take it or leave it. Once it start happening, lust is a real thing, okay? So I get it. I get that you guys are upset. There's a lot of women upset right now. I know that for sure, right? But I'm going to always try to look at both ends of the spectrum. I'm going to always try to look at both angles. And to me, this woman is not a 22-year-old woman or a 16-year-old girl in high school or a 22-year-old girl. She's not. She closer to 40 than she is 30. She definitely closer to 40 than she is 20. Okay? So when we are at a certain age and you mature enough to write these text messages and leak them, this is personal business. She wanted that boy to look bad.
Imagine if Anthony Edwards was 38 and the woman was 22, same scenario, and the woman got pregnant and she decided and announced publicly, I'm not keeping this baby, I'm having an abortion. These very same people that's mad at you for your stance, right? They'd be like, yeah, girl, it's your body, it's your choice.
Right.
You don't have to have that baby if you want, if you don't want to. The same people would support that.
Yeah.
So in society, we also are hypocritical too.
I don't condone grandmothers making bad decisions. You know what I mean? Not like that.
Oh, you in trouble now.
I'm just saying, hey, I'm older than 37. Let's be clear on that, right? I'm not looking for no 22-year-old boy. He can't do anything for me. He can't do anything for me mentally or physically. You know what I mean? Hey, I want to sit courtside at the basketball game.
You don't want a young
But that's all.
22-year-old
I don't.
pocket full of money.
I don't.
He in shape so he can go
I don't.
till he can't, you know.
I don't want to have a baby with him.
Okay.
You know what I
Say
mean?
that.
I don't want to have a baby with him. If I don't have a man and I'm 40 and this little 22-year-old is cute, I don't even know. I cannot, with all the fibers in me, say that I would be like, oh yeah, let's go hang out. I might be like, call my daughter. Like, hey, I got this young man, you know what I mean? I got this young man, you know. So, but I don't know.
Well, that's the maturity in you, you know, and so it takes people a while to get there. That's why the saying, youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
That is so true.
I'm gonna say this and be gone with it, you know, done with it. And I really want you guys to leave a comment. Tell us what you think, you know, about that situation, because it's really a bad situation.
And it's not a one-off.
And he getting
This
drugged.
is common.
Anthony Edwards is really getting drugged, and I just really feel like at 37, it definitely takes two to tango. And she was one of the dancers in that dance, she was a major player in that dance.
She was the lead dancer.
She was the lead dancer, because anytime a man laughs at you, anytime a man laughing at you, sending you laughing emojis like your feelings don't matter, I just can't see that you 37 and you was continuing to date this man and, you know, being with him, because he wasn't just being your knight in shining armor the whole time. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe she thought they were gonna get married.
I don't think she did. I don't think she thought. If you lady, you know who we talking about. If you thought that you guys were gonna get married, please send us a message and tell us. I promise you, I will get back on here and apologize to you so bad. I promise you. If you thought that you was gonna marry that 22-year-old boy, at the time, please let us know, and I will give you all the apologies in the world, because that was really bold that he did that. You know what I mean?
Well, we're gonna see where that goes.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a story.
It
But
is.
it's not a one-off. I just want to say that.
I'm sure it's not.
It's common.
It's just public.
It's just public. Yes.
Right. You know what I mean? And people laugh. And not a little boys can't get Anthony Edwards shoes. But guess what? Anthony Edwards was drafted 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right out. He must have been in high school or something.
I think maybe he did a year in college and he was wanted out and went to the pros.
First round draft pick. You don't want your son to look up to that, because a lot of y'all only putting y'all little kids in sports because y'all want them to go to the NBA or the NFL. You don't want your son to look at Anthony Edwards as somebody that they can strive to be. First round draft pick.
Yeah.
A year in college.
Yeah.
Okay? He's getting the bag. So, all right. Okay. All right. We can talk about this forever. It just really makes me sad, but all right. Okay. So y'all know about the culture, the lifestyle and the fully embracing living. Okay. So have y'all heard of the balloon pop? Pop the balloon for love.
Well, tonight we want to check it out with y'all. We want to get some laughs, and we're going to leave some opinions, some comments.
Yeah.
This is one of the segments I really look forward to.
Yeah. Because it's really viral. It's a cute thing. It's shorts on it. It's a whole episode where it's people out here that's really looking for love, and it's about 9 women.
Yeah.
Or 9 men, either way, and they holding this balloon and they deciding.
I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen it, but we're gonna watch it together.
Right.
We want y'all to leave a comment or two, so let's engage.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, we're all set, ready to go. So let's check it out.
And what's your name?
How y'all doing?
Right off the bat.
How y'all doing today? My name is Daniel.
Daniel, how old are you?
I'm 32 years old.
And what do you do?
So I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business I started called For Those at the Front. We created the world's first multifunctional compact hairbrush for men, also used for women as well. It has a mirror, a brush, a comb, and a case, and it fits right inside your pocket. So you can get that on my Instagram. Check out the bio. I funded my business working as a registered nurse. I actually have a master's of science in nursing education. I also have a doctorate in nursing as well.
Okay.
And I'm working on my 4th nursing degree right now as a nurse practitioner, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. So that's what I do. That's it.
All right, nice. Now, what are some things you like to do for fun?
So for fun, I like to get money. I like to, that excites me. I like to travel the world and just see new experiences, meet new people, try new food. I also like to just stay at home.
Okay.
I like to work out, go to the gym, but I'm really most of a homebody though. I like to stay home and just chill, spend time with my family. Getting around with my loved ones is always a good time. Even if you're just sitting down, chilling, laughing, we're gonna have a good time. That's fun too.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
So in a woman, I look for a God-fearing woman. I look for a woman that has some independence to her, right? She can hold her own, for sure. I like a woman that is not scared of dogs, 'cause I do have a dog, a French bulldog. So if I need you to watch him while I go out real quick, I need you to do that for me. And besides that, I like a woman just to have a good time with, a woman that I can vibe with. I don't get tired talking to her. Like, I genuinely enjoy spending time with her. So that's the most important thing.
Got it. Now, what are some deal breakers?
Deal breakers for me is a woman that's not God-fearing, a woman that smokes cigarettes, a woman that's not fun to be around, and a woman that has kids as well.
Okay.
That's what,
It is.
All right, so we take some pop balloons. Let's go on over there and see why they ended up popping. Let's start here.
Okay.
Your name and age.
Hi, my name is.
It's hard to find a woman that don't have no kids. How old he say he was?
I think he said he was 35 or 37, something like that.
Yeah, so them diamonds in the rough.
In that age group?
Yeah, you don't have no kids. But, I mean, I think when he first walked out kind of goofy, like, you know what I mean? So a couple of them popped their balloons, like, real quick. I was like, dang, he ain't even talk yet.
He got a little goofball to him. What's up with his head?
I don't know, because he said he made hairbrushes.
Hair.
Yeah,
It looked uneven.
He said he make hairbrushes. I'm like, dang.
He ain't using it.
That's in the clipper department. Maybe just clippers wasn't right, you know. Somebody gave him a fade before he got to the show.
We need to tighten up that goatee.
I don't know. You think that's why they popped their balloons at first?
I don't know, but I'm just observing. You know what I mean?
Oh, you critical.
Just tighten it up. You're on TV.
Yeah.
Trying to get with them ladies. You got to come with it.
He said one of his hobbies was making money, getting money.
He was pandering. That's what he.
'Cause they
That's
held
what
on
y'all
to
like
that
to hear.
All right, let's see.
Dina Rem. I'm a realtor. I'm 30 years old.
Yeah,
I
She
popped my
got
balloon because I have twin boys. They're 9 years old.
Started a
So,
little early.
so now before. Pardon me. Yeah. All right. So now before he did say the kids thing, you had your balloon unpopped. Why so? I just wanted to hear him out. I want to be open-minded with this experience. I'm not too big on the nose ring thing, even if I have one. For my man, I don't want to be matching.
Yeah,
He
that's
took it out.
probably why the couple popped
but you
their
didn't pick
balloons
me.
at first. I ain't with that either.
But yeah, that was the one reason that I would have popped. But I liked everything he was saying. He has nice teeth, a nice smile. So yeah. So now she's someone that's your type?
You said Dina? Dina, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Dina's definitely my type. Very beautiful. You look great with that red on.
Thank you.
So for sure, my type, yeah.
Cool, thank you. We got one over
I could've
here.
had
Your
twins.
name and age, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
I'm Jasmine. I'm 31. I have a 12-year-old, so if that's a deal breaker, then that's okay.
Okay. So prior to him saying that, did you have your balloon unpopped?
Yeah, I did. I'm not really a pet person, so me watching the Frenchie was I was about to pop,
Right.
but
You're watching your dog.
yeah. Other than that, you're very, very handsome, educated. I like that. So yeah, you like to have fun. I like to have
That's
fun. You like
his
to
kid.
travel. Like it,
Well, it's his
and we
kid.
matching.
Yeah.
But
What I'm gonna watch you do?
Okay. So now is Jasmine someone that's your type?
Jasmine's my type. She's a beautiful girl as well. And like you said, we're matching. So we ready to go on a date right now. Yeah.
She
we
got a
was,
kid.
but
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't have any kids, so I just want to start, with a woman.
understandable. Yeah, for sure. I respect that.
Well, he honest.
Nice to meet
Go
you.
over here.
And
Your
that's
name and
fair.
age, and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Shanice and I'm 31, and I like your tattoos and I like your smile. Just the physical attraction and the connection wasn't there when you came out. Yeah, and I also have kids. Yes,
Yeah, she look like she got.
All right, same thing here. She's someone that's your type.
What's her name again?
Shanice.
Shanice is my type as well. Beautiful, right? You dress nice, and I love the earrings. I love
She
the boots as
probably
well. So
smokes
Thanks.
nice to meet you, Shanice.
Let's go over here. Your name and
Like she
age.
smoked.
Hi, my name is Naila. I'm 24.
And Naila, why did you end up popping your balloon?
Because I have an angel at home. So, yeah.
So before he said that, you had your balloon unpopped, right?
Yeah. It was a few things that threw me off, like the dog. But I feel like I'm special, so somebody might not want their dog no more.
I want mine. Yeah, that's my son.
Okay, that's what you said. It's
Yeah.
his kid.
Give her the dog, keep me. All right, so now is Naila someone that's your
don't
Naila's
have
my
a
type
hard
as well.
time
Beautiful. That's a
finding
beautiful
somebody
dress you have on.
Thank you
Beautiful.
so much.
Yeah, you just look good from head to toe. So yeah, my son. That's my dog. He's my son, so he's not going nowhere. I'm sorry.
So
But
you can
didn't
have a
say you had
kid,
kids,
but I
so now
can't
you
have
want
a
to say
kid.
he your son.
That's my.
Right.
Okay.
We a package deal. We a package deal.
For sure.
And people
Nice to meet
kids is too.
Your name and age, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
Australia and 32. I don't have children. It was just a physical attraction for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it?
Just overall, I didn't get that, yeah.
Okay.
He
So
ain't
is Australia
used that
someone
brush
that's your
he
type?
Australia's a
brought
beautiful
out.
woman.
Like
Yeah,
he
she's my type.
owned
Always
the
dresses
rights
very
to.
well. Also, so that's all it is.
That is
And
a
our
cute
last
dress.
lady over here, your name and age, and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Janae. I'm 31, and I popped my balloon because I have a 6-year-old son.
Did you have your balloon unpopped before he said that?
Yeah, I did. He seemed like he's very ambitious. Just everything he said was really well. So
She looked like she'll wrangle him.
Like I know this response. That was someone that's your type.
Let me say I guess I don't have a physical type. I used to have a physical type in the past, and then once you have a physical type, you really narrow down the dating pool by so much, and I just got tired of doing that. I'm 32 now, so I really
Did
just
he
go off
just
the
say, he
vibes
just
for real.
told her
and
he'll settle.
every lady I
Ain't
talk
that
to is
crazy?
just giving good energy. So that's my
basically
type right
said,
there. Like I said, I like to
"I'll settle. I don't have a
vibe and go off the
physical
vibes
type
when I
no
say it
more."
initially. So that's my type.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Okay.
So he was complimentary
Miss
to
you over
her.
here. Your name and age and why did you end up popping?
Yes, I'm Shay. I'm 27,
Hey,
and
Shay.
I ended up popping just because of the statement where you said, I like to get money. You know, I like to get money too. Anybody likes to get money because that's what it is right now in the world. But, you know, it just seems as if you're putting the money before what you actually love to do. Like, what it just
How you know
seems to
that? I
me
was
it's
with
just
you for a
about
minute.
money,
She nitpicking.
you know, to
Yeah.
me. I don't know if that makes sense.
Of course that
When
makes
he
sense.
said I
Yeah,
like
'cause
to get
I'm not
money, I
all,
was
like,
like,
Listen,
That's
I'm
cool,
all about,
but
I'm very career
who says
oriented.
that?
Don't get me wrong, my career is the same way, but I'm not thinking about the money. I'm just thinking about the knowledge and where it can take me and how I can feed that off. When I go to somebody, I don't say, oh, I like to get money.
right. That's where I thought with it.
I don't like that.
Like, who says that?
So,
People that get
no
money
offense.
don't just be
But-
like, I get
Okay.
money.
So she said you're all about the money.
So I'm not all about the money. I am very ambitious. I'm not all about the money. I do like to get money. You asked me what I like to do for fun, so that's what I like to do for fun, personally. But I don't. It's not always about money. Like I said, I have a doctorate degree, but right now I'm a nursing professor. Professors don't make so much money. I really just love what I do. I love teaching and motivating my students. That's what I do naturally.
So how you get money?
That's what it is. It's not always about the money. I love what I do. I love making a positive impact in people's lives, and that's why I became a nurse and now I'm a professor. So it's not always about the money for me.
Okay, I appreciate
It's all
clearing
good.
that up.
Yeah,
I
for
just,
sure.
just don't like that when you're coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it's
like,
just, I
where,
guess it's a me
where are
thing.
you being humble?
Thank you. Of course.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Name and age and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Kanaya, 26. I popped it because the height, it's not like, these are like the shortest heels I have, and I kind of feel insecure when I'm like really, really tall, and it's something I got to work on, but I feel like we kind of like neck and neck, and I don't know.
But they
How
not.
tall are you?
I'm 5'5.5", but my heels be like 6-7 inches.
I'm 6 feet. I'm exactly 6 feet.
I don't know. You look a little tiny to me.
I am.
I mean, sorry, not tiny,
Right, they
but
look
we
the
look like the same.
I'm 6 feet. I'm 6
She
feet.
don't like a guy her height.
But it's all good. What's your name again?
Kanaya.
Kanaya is a beautiful woman as well, dressed very nice. And all the ladies gave off beautiful vibes. So, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, well that is all of the balloons
Dang.
popped. We do
He
thank
got
you so
all
much
the
for
balloons.
coming on. Let's give it up for him, ladies.
Thank you so much.
He swung and missed on everybody.
He kind of did.
All right, everybody. What's up, fellas? Listen, it's your boy Ned with Live, Love, Laugh podcast. This is the month of March. We are right here at the beginning of it, and we're doing a watermelon cleanse. So I'm not going to give you all the details and the benefits of what watermelon can do just yet. But today, I'm going to show you what I do when it's watermelon time and it's time to lose some weight. We're going to lose about 50-some pounds, y'all. If y'all ride with me, I'm not challenging y'all. I'm inviting you to join me. Just to my fellas. Now, ladies, you can join too. We're not discriminating, but I'm really just concerned about the brothers out there, making sure we're staying healthy and living our best life. So join me on this journey. I'm starting it right now. I'm going to show you how to make a smoothie that I make with the watermelon in it in the beginning of the day and the end of the day. And I'm going to show you how to make a quick wrap with just using a salad. It costs about $2.95 at Meijer or Walmart. If you live in Michigan area, you know what Meijer is. But Walmart has these two for $2.95. We'll wrap this up. We out the door, starting our day. I will tell you, during this, we're going to do 30 days. We're going to check in every 30 days and see how far we can go. Last time I did a watermelon cleanse, I did 120 days. So I'm going to see how far we can go. But every 30 days, we'll check in and see what we can do. And it's not all that you can eat, okay? But I'm going to just do salads and watermelon. And I'm not going to eat after 6. So 12 p.m. to 6, that's going to be my meal time. But my breakfast is going to be 1/2 of the watermelon that I cut in half to start my day off with. 1 watermelon per day. Nice size, you know, maybe 8 big. Not those little stupid grapefruit looking ones. I'm talking about a pretty medium sized one. Cut that in half, eat that as my breakfast, or put it in the blender as a smoothie, which I'll normally do. And then after the 6 o'clock hour, I'll eat the other half, probably no later than 9 o'clock p.m. if I'm lucky, based on my work schedule. But yeah, I just want to get on here and invite you to join me on another watermelon cleanse. This time we're going to document everything. We're going to talk about the benefits. We're just going to go on this journey together. So I'm glad you guys are watching because it's go time. All right, let's get to it.
We see you.
Looking good too.
Okay, y'all. And we told y'all about a few of the things that we wanted to do. And one of the things is being part of the love culture. You know, love is everything. Love is everywhere.
Right, and it's spring is coming up.
Love is in the air.
All right, so we watched Pop the Balloon for Love show, which was really cool. You know, I think we should do more of these. But I wonder, why you think he didn't get nobody? Everybody popped their balloon. Like, why? Why did they pop that? I know why I think, but why do you think?
Well, the main thing was when he said he didn't want to date women with children.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when you're in the 30-something, you know, most people have children. You know, so you really narrow the pool when you make that one of your prerequisites, no children.
Yeah, it was fair though, because I mean, if I want to start out fresh, I mean, he 31 or 32
He
or
said
something?
he was 32.
32, yeah. So he young enough to start fresh. It's just kind of hard. His selections is gonna be hard because a lot of women start having babies kind of young. It's, you know, unless you done went to college with somebody and got out and you just really starting a life together from, you know, 20s. They probably gonna have kids by 31, you know, especially if they don't have a man yet. They probably don't have one because they got kids, obviously. But
They had a man.
They had
a man once upon a time.
Yeah, but by 31, you don't have a man now. You probably had a few men. You know, by now it's like, okay, so now let me go on this show to find some love. But I don't know. I think he looked kind of goofy at first, like when he came out. He came out pretty goofy, you know, and that haircut was a mess.
For somebody that's got a broom, what did he invent? Some kind of brush?
Right. That's why I was
Don't
like,
look
did
like
he brush that down?
Don't look like he using the brush.
Yeah, that.
And he probably could have got his had his goatee trimmed up. It was a little wild, kind of bushy.
But sometimes women is into that, like beards, and it's, you know,
He ain't had no beard. He had a wild goatee.
Okay, well, that is what it is. And then I think the young lady was kind of right. I think how she worded it wasn't that good when she said she didn't like how he said I get money, when he said what he does for his hobbies. I get money. Really? You get money? How you get money? And who get money and say it?
That she was probably the one that probably would have gave him some play.
Yeah.
Except for when he said he get money, but the man said that's what he liked to do, is get money. So I mean, can't knock his hustle.
You can't, but usually people who really get money don't be like, I get money, unless they just kind of young and childish like, or you know how you see all them guys on social media with their money in their hand. I don't know.
I think that's a generational thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but he's too old for that.
Well, not really. He fit in that age group. What he said, he's 31, so that would make him a millennial. Would that make him a millennial? I think so.
So that means, you know, show your knot.
That's what they do.
I'm like, if you don't take that money straight to the bank, he must have did you go to the bank to get the money? So how do they get money when they doing that?
So this was the wrong audience for that, because there's a segment of women that would have been impressed. Nobody would, the right set of women, nobody would have popped a balloon, at least not for that.
Right.
Well,
I don't know. He wasn't unattractive. He was a pretty, he was attractive, I suppose. I'm not really into the whole body tattoo kind of thing. But, I mean, he said he getting a doctorate in nursing, so...
No, he said he has it.
Oh, I thought he said he was working on being a practitioner, a nurse practitioner.
He was working on getting a degree, whatever it is that goes with a nurse practitioner. But he's a doctor right now.
Right. So I mean, professional. I guess you can't judge a book by its cover with the tattoos. But if he had came out like that, and I'm on here, I'm probably popping my balloon, because to me, professionals don't really have all the body art, just my opinion. But like I said, you can't really judge a book by its cover. But in these little shows like this, it's like first impressions is what you look like.
And looking at these shows, it reminds me, people really are judging you and they're judging you on not necessarily the obvious things, but just little nuances that turn people off, you know. Right. So
it tripped me out though how he was like, whenever they popped their balloon, he just kind of was like, oh, but you know what I mean? Well, you came out and you set the stage. You said no kids, no this, no that. I know one of them girls, the one with the black on, and she was like, it was because she had a kid or something, but she clearly smoked something. She probably smoked before she got in the shop.
Yeah, she looked like she was buzzing a little bit.
Yeah, she looked like a smoker, like she smoked something. Maybe it wasn't a cigarette.
No judgment.
Yeah,
no judgment.
It wasn't a cigarette, but it was something. So, all right, that's it for the Pop the Balloon. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Live, Love, Laugh, the podcast. And, you know, as you know, Nev started his weight loss journey.
Yeah,
he's invited people to join him. So, we want to know what Nev is doing right now to get the weight loss going. Hey, Nev, what you got? Yes. So we wanted to try to do the reboot of a first date. So if you guys remember, we was talking about ghosted. Like if you ever had a date and it didn't work out so well, somebody dissed you, never called you back, or maybe you dissed somebody, never called them back because it just didn't work out. We want you guys to contact us. Let us know what that is, and we're going to try to replay that and see if we can salvage anything or do anything about it, okay? We want you to contact us on Ghosted at livelovelaughthepodcast.com. Okay.
All right. We'll keep your identity on a first name basis so nobody will know who you are. You'll be a little incognito, right? But email us and tell us about your date that you thought was a match, and if it didn't work out, and we'll try to reboot that first date for you.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can put it back together. But maybe you don't want it back together. We don't know. But you just come on, just join us. We really, really want to do that. That's again, we want you to contact us at Ghosted at livelovelaughthepodcast.com.
Absolutely. So we are at the end of tonight's show, but what's important is we want you to subscribe, like, and share on our channel.
Leave us some comments too.
Definitely leave some comments.
Right,
let us know.
We asked a lot of questions tonight.
We did.
Yeah.
We want to know what y'all think. You know, some things we can improve on, do better. You know, we're open for that. Not a problem. But we need you to subscribe to our channel. Absolutely. We are trying to get the bag. I know some of y'all are saying, "Oh, y'all just want to get some money."
Well, we
absolutely
gotta be able
right.
to keep doing it.
That's right.
You know, we got to be able to, keep bringing up content and, have that time to do it. If you like what you see, help us continue to give you guys what you're looking for and what you're asking for. If you leave a comment, because we definitely want to give more of what you want to see.
Like, subscribe, share our channel, Live, Love, Laugh, the podcast.
On YouTube.
Live,
Love, Laugh, the podcast on Facebook. Live, Love, Laugh, the podcast on Patreon.
Spotify. Are we on Apple? Or is it coming up?
Well, we're working on that one. That's what we're working on?
We're working on it.
Yeah.
So that's coming up. Look for us in the future on Apple.
Yep.
And we're also on Amazon too, right?
Oh yeah. Look, how we don't know? We everywhere.
We everywhere, y'all.
But I bet y'all know. Y'all know where we at. We everywhere, anywhere the podcasts are on, except Apple Music right now. But we're working on that. So hey, subscribe, like, share, and comment.
And email us. Peace.